What's up YouTube, welcome back to another video on my channel Skotrix, and today as you can see we are back on NBA 2K21 Next Gen for another build guide video. And in today's video I'm going to be showing y'all how to build the Hakeem Olajuwon build. This is a super good all around 7'2" center. It has good finishing, shooting, playmaking, and defense, as well as good physicals, and I'm going to be showing y'all how to build it today. But before we get into that, really quickly I just want to mention, if y'all are not subscribed to my channel yet, make sure you click that subscribe button. Only about 2% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to the channel, so make sure you click that sub button right now to join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it. Helps out the channel a ton. And also thank you so much for 7K subscribers. But now, with all that being said, without any further ado, let's get right into the video here. Alright, so on this first screen, nothing really matters too much. The only thing that's important is you want your position to be a center, obviously. Hand, jersey number, name, none of that matters. You can set that up however you want, and then go ahead and click continue. Now for the body settings right here, first off, for the height, you obviously want to go up to 7'2". As I said at the beginning of this video, this is a 7'2" center build, and you can see this does move some of your stats up and down. Actually, it moves most of them just down, but don't worry about that too much. Obviously, you're gaining a lot of height over most centers, which are only 6'9". So you're going to have a huge advantage there, about 5 inches in height over most center builds, because most people make their builds 6'9", and those are good builds. But honestly, sometimes people just want taller centers, so that's why I'm making this video, and that's why you want to go up to 7'2" right here for the height. Then for the weight, you just want to bring this down 2 pounds to 250 pounds. The reason you're doing this is so that your strength will get up to a 90, which is more than enough. You don't need to get your strength all the way up to 95, because remember, once you get into the Gatorade facility, you can get it up to a 94 from a 90, and then once you get above 95 overall, you can get it even higher. So you don't need it at a 95. You'll already basically have max strength with a 90, and I know it says 89 right here, but once we get down to the wingspan, the strength will get up to a 90. So that's where you want to be right there for the weight, 250 pounds. Then you want to go down to the wingspan right here. For the wingspan, you just want to bring this down 1 inch to 7'4". And as you can see, this moves your shooting up a little bit. It gets your strength up to a 90, and it changes a few other things, but nothing crazy. 7'4" is the perfect spot for the wingspan here. This way you still have the ability to get all of the big man contact dunks. Some of them do require a 65 driving dunk, but once you get to 96 overall, you'll be able to unlock a 60 driving dunk, so that is no problem right there. And all of your other stats are looking good. I know they're not going to be as high as some other builds that are shorter, but remember, you're 7'2" with this build, so you're going to have that height advantage. Then for the body shape, this doesn't matter. You can choose whichever you want. It won't affect the build in any way. It won't change the attributes. It won't change the badges. All it does is change how the build looks, so you can just pick whichever one you like the look of the best. I'll just choose built for this build, but you can choose whichever one you want. Then go ahead and click continue. Now for the attribute and badge distribution right here, first off, for finishing, starting off with the close shot right here, you want to move this all the way up to an 83 right here. Then you want to go down to your driving dunk and max that out. That'll also move up your driving layup a little bit. Then you want to go down to your standing dunk and put this up to a 90 right here. That's more than enough. A 90 will be more than you'll need. There's really no point in maxing it out. And then you can go down to your post control, and you do want to max that out, and that gives you 18 finishing badges. And as you can see, you can get a ton of good badges, most of them all the way up to Hall of Fame, so that's really good right there. Obviously, Hakeem Olajuwon was a super good finisher, and this build is no different. Super amazing finishing, 18 badges, amazing attributes. So once you have your finishing looking like that, you can go down to your shooting right here. For shooting, you want to max out mid-range, three-pointer, and then just bring your free throw up right here to a 32 right there, and that gives you 9 shooting badges. That'll give you the ability to unlock fade ace onto Hall of Fame if you want that, or if you don't want fade ace and you just want some regular shooting badges so you can just shoot standstill threes or standstill mid-ranges, you can do that. This build is super versatile with its shooting. Even though it doesn't have a ton of badges, it is super versatile, and it will be able to shoot open mid-ranges, open threes, or post fades if that's what you want to be shooting right there. So 9 shooting badges, more than enough, especially with these attributes in the mid to low 80s. Definitely going to be good enough for the shooting right there. Then you can go down to playmaking. For playmaking, first of all, you want to bring your pass accuracy up to a 65, which will be more than enough. Like I've said in videos previously, I have a build that has a 25 pass accuracy, and it's no problem making passes all over the court. So 65 right here will be more than enough. Then you want to max out your ball handle and your speed with ball just like that, and that'll give you 4 playmaking badges, which is more than enough. I will show you how to put on the badges at the end of the video, but 4 will be more than enough. Then you can go down to your defense right here. For defense, you want to move your interior up to a 90. Then you want to skip perimeter and steal, and I know people are going to be mad that I'm skipping perimeter and steal, but look, if you move your perimeter up, it can get up to a 51. Okay, okay, that's cool, but it does use a ton of attributes. And getting from a 25 to a 51 really is not that big of a deal, honestly. It's not going to make you a perimeter lockdown build having this at 51, so just leave it at 25 right here. Save those attributes for other stuff that'll help you guard inside. Like, for example, block right here, which you're going to max out, and same thing with defensive rebound. You want to max that out right there. And that will give you 16 defense badges, which will be more than enough. Like I said, I'll show you how to put on the badges at the end of the video, but 16, that'll be more than enough to be able to defend every single position. And as you can see, you can get a ton of good badges onto Hall of Fame, like Intimidator, Hot Stopper, Rebound Chaser, Rim Protector, Brick Wall, all of that. You can get those all into Hall of Fame. So really good defensive build right here. And once you have it looking like that, you can go down to your physicals. For the physicals, you want to max out your speed, you want to max out your strength, your stamina, and then put your remaining attributes right here into your vertical to get that up to a 51, which will be enough. Really, it will be more than enough. So once you have all of your attributes and badges looking just like this, and I will mention really quickly, obviously this build does not have the most badges out of any build that you could possibly make. And there's going to be a lot of people saying, oh, you can make builds with 80 badges or 70 badges or 90 badges. Yeah, I know I have those build guides on my channel as well. But for this specific build, you really don't need too many badges. Obviously, the huge height advantage is the big strength of this build. So don't get too caught up on the total badges right here. Trust me, you will have more than enough in every single category. So once you have everything looking like this, you can go ahead and click continue. Now for the takeover for this build, obviously this is personal preference, but you have the option between the sharpshooter, rim protector, rebound chaser, and post scorer takeovers right here. So for me, since this is the Hakeem Olajuwon build, I'm going to go ahead and take 2 post scorer takeovers, and I'm going to take power backdowns as my primary, because that one's really good. And then with my second one right here, I'm going to go ahead and take post shot daggers, because that one is also really good. Go ahead and say yes. Obviously there's some personal preference there, like I said, but those are the ones that I'm going to take. And as you can see, boom, two-way 3-level scorer, shades of David Robinson, Hassan Whiteside, and Kristaps Porzingis. But it really does play like Hakeem. It's a super good inside-out big man build, and you're going to love this build if you decide to make it. But now, like I said, I'm going to take a quick second and show you how to put on the badges for this build. First off, I'm just going to max this out. You can see the final attributes again right here. If you want to pause and take a screenshot of this, go ahead, then go ahead and click continue. Now for the finishing badges, first off, I'm going to go ahead and put Hook Specialist onto Hall of Fame so you can shoot those hook shots. Lob City Finisher onto Gold so you can catch every single lob that's thrown your way. Then if you took a slashing takeover, you're going to want to take Heat Seeker next. I did not, so I'm going to ignore that. Instead, I'm going to put Posterizer all the way up to Hall of Fame. You do have to get up to 96 overall to be able to get Posterizer up to Hall of Fame, but once you do, you'll be able to get this, and I recommend getting it all the way up to Hall of Fame. Then I'm going to put Post Spin Technician onto Silver, Pro Touch onto Silver, Dream Shake onto Gold. Obviously, since it's the Hakeem Olajuwon build, you need Dream Shake onto Gold, and that's all your finishing badges right there. But another good one that you could put on if you want to sub out would be Back Down Punisher, or maybe put back Boss. But for me, this is good enough. This is how I'm going to set up the finishing badges right here for this build. Go ahead and say yes. Now for shooting right here, I'm going to go ahead and put Fade Ace onto Hall of Fame. Especially if you took the post score takeover like me that boosts your post fadeaway abilities, you're going to be amazing with this badge and that takeover combined. You're going to be amazing. And then I'm also going to go ahead and put on Catch and Shoot just for some corner threes. And speaking of corner threes, I'm going to go ahead and get Corner Specialist onto Silver right there. That's all you really need for these shooting badges right there for this build. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. Obviously, there is a bit of personal preference. If you don't want Fade Ace, you could put on other standstill badges. But for me, that's how I'm going to set it up. Now for the playmaking badges right here, you really don't need too much. Just Bailout onto Bronze, Break Starter onto Bronze, Unpluckable onto Bronze, and Dimer onto Bronze. Just like that. That's all the playmaking you're going to need for this build, and you'll be more than good enough. So just go ahead and say yes. Now for the defense for this build, first off, I'm going to get Box onto Bronze. If you're going to be setting screens, you're going to want to get Brick Wall. I'm not, so I'm not going to worry about that. But if you are setting screens, make sure you get Brick Wall. Then I'm also going to get Chase Down onto Bronze right here. Heart Crusher onto Silver. If you took a defensive takeover right here, you're going to want to get Hot Stopper up. I didn't, so I'm going to ignore that. Instead, I'm going to get Intimidator all the way up to Hall of Fame. Pogo Stick onto Bronze. Rebound Chaser onto Hall of Fame. And then Rim Protector onto Gold, just like that. This is how I'm going to go ahead and set up the defense badges. Obviously, there is some personal preference, but for me, this is the perfect way. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. And there you guys go. That is how you build the Hakeem Olajuwon build in NBA 2K21 Next Gen. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel if you're new. Like I said, only 2% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed to my channel, so if you click that sub button right now, you can join the 2% gang. I really appreciate it. It's free and it helps me out a ton. And also I stream on Twitch. My Twitch link will be down in the description below. But anyways, that's gonna be it. Peace.